Joining me now for more context and analysis on the legacy of this soccer giant is ESPN's Fernando Palomo. Fernando, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here with us tonight. Let's start by first talking about the way Pele would dazzle the world every 4 years during an era when it wasn't really customary for players to leave their country and go play abroad, and the World Cup was the best opportunity for global exposure.
He wrote on the back of that magical invention, which is television, and brought his name forth to millions of households and corners of the world that had never seen him move outside of a magazine or a newspaper photo. Pele at 17 dazzled the world with his smile, and he went on to, in 1970, as the picture shows, win his third World Cup in full color in Mexico City. In 1958, he played with his idols. He was a teammate to his idols. In 1970, he became an idol to his teammates. And in that decade, he took the world's most popular sport to a new era, a new scenario. He put it in a whole different playing field. He traveled with his club Santos to every corner of the planet. He popularized the game. Some people knew of soccer after they knew of Pelé. It first came those four letters, Pelé, and then you realize you were talking about a great athlete. But what sport did he play? Most people didn't know what soccer was until they knew of Pelé. And when you think of all the things that he did to expand the popularity of this game, that's when you come to realize that his figure just transcended a sport and became an icon for sports and all.
He was always a part of this never-ending debate of who's the greatest player of all time. In the end, he has the title of king. What kind of imprint does he leave on the sport in general, but specifically right here in the U.S.?
Well, if you're going to talk about the sport in general, and the sport being so vast and popular and century-old sport that is played all over the world, to have just one player called or be called the greatest of all time, it's kind of an injustice to the sports itself, because it's been played at different levels in different eras with the advancements in technology and medicine, and how players treat themselves and take care of themselves nowadays, much different than when it was when Pelé was ruling the world. But if he was the greatest of his generation, by undoubtedly the greatest of his generation, and he is to be considered one of the greatest of all time, if there's a hallway that can carry the names or serve as exclusive club for those that can be called or be part of that debate, Pelé holds the key to that door. That's how important he is. He is, by far, without a debate, part of that exclusive club. And after him come Cruyff and Maradona, and recently Leo Messi. But Pelé will always be part of that discussion, if there is a discussion around him, which I don't think there should be.
His influence is clearly worldwide, but specifically, I want to know how you think he's going to continue to influence young Brazilians today.
Well, by what we heard on the piece beforehand, the number 10 on the back of his shirt was just a number before Pelé wore it. Now it becomes a symbol of something bigger than just a great player. You got to carry yourself with the elegance and ever-present youthful smile that Pelé always graced the world with. He was the first universal ambassador of the sport, and that's pretty much what the number 10 also has to carry on the back of that jersey. It's got a lot more weight now that he's gone. He stands to become an immortal, of course, but the number 10 on his back should always be remembered as having been worn by Pelé. And after him came all the others that used it because they were inspired by his lessons on the field. And off the field, he, as we see him now, was regarded as a public figure that wanted to be touched by those that wanted some power. He met all the presidents you can imagine. He met all the popes you can imagine. He met world leaders as ones. He was more than just a football player. He was an ambassador of the sport, an ambassador of goodwill. He took the sport to Africa. I start reading stories about him, how he stopped the civil war in Nigeria just by his sole presence because of the Brazilian national team playing a friendly match in that country, and how Africa as a continent was inspired by the fact that this colored man was traveling around the world and ruling the world in the world's most popular sport.
All right, Fernando Palomo, thank you so much from ESPN tonight. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.